What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekly collective tarot for the week of December 6th through the 12th of 2021. Truly appreciate you all so much. I hope you had a great weekend. Let's take a look at the cards this week. Excited to pull them with you guys. I hope you're ready. Hope you're ready for the week. Hope you're ready to see through some illusions. There could definitely be a lot of illusions this week. So let's see what the cards have to say. Golden Tarot this week. I haven't used this deck too much lately, especially for this show. First deck I ever bought. Alright, what do we got here to start off with the Sun? Justice card in reverse. Oh, man. Looking for justice in our lives, looking for what's going to bring balance and harmony in is going to be crucial. And we can feel maybe a little out of whack this week, so we want to be paying attention to, maybe all the little things, all the big things, whatever's showing up in our life that's kind of taking our soul and our expression out of balance. Those are the things that need to be maybe focused on and cut off, or letting some things go to bring things into balance, or adding some things as well to bring our life into balance, but maybe feeling a little out of it and confused on what that might be. We got the Page of Swords reversed for the Moon. I'm trying to have like a really good understanding and a really mature understanding of how we're feeling right now is probably a little out of whack too. I think that there's so many options available right now. We can get a little lost emotionally, or maybe that's part of why we're out of balance, and we need to be curious emotionally. We don't have to have the answers. Whoever has all the answers right now, yeah, right. I'm going to be honest. So pay attention to who's trying to show up in life with all the answers, and you don't have to have all the answers either. And I think the more you try and have everything just laid out with certainty, even communicating emotions this week could be difficult. So, that could be something we have to work on and figure out the right thing to say about how we're truly feeling on the matter. And maybe that is something that, if worked on, helps bring things into a little bit more of balance, or into more justice in our life as well. We got the Five of Coins for the Mars card, our identification, our drive. Oh gosh, we start out this week Mars squared Jupiter. We just do not want to push ourselves into a direction that we're going to regret right now, because we might think that we have it all figured out. We might think we have all the answers. This is going to be so secure on my journey. That just isn't there. We got to be very, very what is the bottom line of where we're acting right now, so we don't get into some place of feeling like we're just, left in the cold and have nothing. I mean, I hope nobody's feeling that way, but I feel like these actions that we're taking right now are super important, because we're either going to realize oh my gosh, God's opening up the most beautiful door, and I don't have to feel like, I'm just left out in the cold, because I'm open to what can show up in my life, and I'm not super certain. And maybe just that openness, and not just pushing for something that's maybe detrimental, or, keeping us just bleh, or wounded. We want to stay out of pushing in those directions, or those old stories, because they're not bringing any justice or harmony into our life. So we gotta, in some way, be the judge this week for our life, and be able to communicate what that justice is, so that we're not feeling just completely kind of loserville. It's interesting getting this card and having Mars come towards the South Node. People can be feeling extremely let down in life right now, and they just didn't do the right thing. And I don't think we want to focus on that. We want to focus on the positives, and make good choices for such. Three of Swords in reverse for Mercury. I like I'm glad we got this card reversed, because I think this is where, if we're in tune and not in some really confused place, and we are bringing justice to our life, we can get out of some situations that were really not making us feel good, or maybe we were tricking ourselves into some detrimental place. in our physical world. And maybe it's about a shift of our mind. And even the moon getting the Page of Swords, it's like, well, let's shift perspective here on how we feel about the matter. And if we can come into some sense of balance between our mind and our emotions and figure out the right things to say, even maybe if they're just being said to ourselves, maybe we're fixing some trauma here and getting out of some like situations that left us feeling pretty broken or just, let down. So I feel like there's let down energy that we're trying to get out of this week. And it's almost like it's more you and really getting into to what that means for you, and not so much outside, not so much the exterior, but understanding why you're feeling let down, why you put yourself through stories that you don't enjoy or that you don't like. And maybe we can cut ties with those this week because we're coming to that understanding and we're tired of putting ourselves in that place. Page of Cups upright for Venus. I like that. Being open to really feel into our emotions and being curious about what these emotions are trying to show us right now might actually bring the best feel good energy. Like, well, how does this make you feel? Instead of being overly mental about the matter, like, what does it feel like? Can I be curious about this feeling, or do you already have this feeling figured out? And I think with this page, it's like, be youthful, be, open to what the feelings are without being like, I already know what's going to feel the best. And yeah, is it? This Five of Wands for Mars is like, we're identifying with stuff that puts us in sorrow, that puts us in unhappy places or out in the cold and beaten, broke down. And maybe it's about shifting that. I think maybe there's a little spot in all of us that needs a good reevaluation of what that feeling is to us so that we can make a change or make a move and adapt to something new. So I feel like this is really like positive new energy coming in. It's going to show up in physical form, and it may show up with a young person that, brightens up your day even, or shows you some compassion or some love, or maybe it's just you being that youthful presence and showing yourself the compassion and love to help you get things rolling or to get things feeling in order and balanced out. Jupiter, Two of Swords in reverse. This is definitely the abundant spot in this reading, and I like the Two of Swords reverse because I don't think it's like that hard actually to make a choice this week that is best for your growth. We can weigh things out. Even the Justice reversed is kind of saying like, you're out of balance. Do you need to keep weighing out that you're out of balance? Like if you keep putting the same things on the scales over and over again and they're not in balance, like, okay, come on. Let's just pick a point and get to the bottom of it without feeling like we're stuck at some crossroads, because we're probably not. I bet the intuition and this higher knowing in us, it knows how to show us compassion. It knows how to make a change and be adaptable and bring that youth into our environment or whatever we do need, or into our relationship. It's just like, making the choice of what that's going to be instead of sticking to, some dogmatic belief or outlook on whatever these things are. I think we really need to be open to picking a new route. The route that we haven't tried yet has the abundance in it. Wow, the Tower card reversed for Saturn. I would say we're like holding ourselves back from change that really needs to happen. Getting this card with Saturn, like that's kind of what I'm feeling, is that like we're like, no, not ready to go through the Tower moment yet. I'm just gonna keep pushing it off. I don't want to be in balance. I don't want to even things out in my life. I'm just going to keep doing it this, but the Mars over here in the Five of Coins is like, stop that. There's something in our life, in our relationships, in what we value, in our plans of what this journey is right now, that we still need to cut ties with. And this is a great week to spiritually get to the bottom of that and to not hold yourself back from a transformation, to not hold yourself back from what the pivot in life could be that could actually, give you a lot of strength. Maybe the foundation just wasn't meant to last forever. Like this is where we kind of have to tear things down and do a remodel. Like remodels happen, with buildings. So we can't be scared to have a remodel in our physical world right now. And we kind of want to to maybe push that limit a little bit and be like, yep, I need a remodel here. Like, I need to pour some new concrete, tear down some walls so I can build some better walls for the future that will ultimately give me a more balanced expression of myself. Pluto got the 8 of Swords upright. Oh my gosh. A transformation is walking away from, something that's keeping us restricted. Like, we got to get ourselves out of these ties that it's like we've tied ourselves so tightly to an old story in some way. And this week's like, no. That's not gonna give you what you want. It's not gonna bring justice into your life. There's something. I feel like it's a little. I don't feel like it's huge with this reading, although we did get a couple major arcana. So for some people out there, there's definitely something important that you're not so blind to. You're not as blind as you think you are. The depth within you knows the decision that needs to be made so that you can restructure something in your life to bring more justice and balance in, and a better understanding, because I think we're also very emotionally confused right now, and also mentally confused. But whatever it is that we figure out is holding us back, and we get to the bottom of it and untie that knot, because you could tell she could get out of this. So I don't think the transformation's like that hard. It's just like this aha moment that could come this week through a decision that you're able to actually get some clarity. But we could maybe feel a little blindfolded, and maybe it's actually in that darkness within ourselves with this Pluto card is where we have the conscious understanding by the end of the week, or maybe earlier in the week for some, that we can get out of this mess if we're in one. I shuffled this deck before, like always, but I'll put a couple on it just so you know. Oh, Jupiter return, benefits. There's benefit in the transformation. There's benefit in whatever you're bringing balance to in your life. There's really nothing to be worried about. I feel like we could all be in some kind of worry place this week, or high levels of like unsurety, and it's faith. Like, we got to believe. It's Sagittarius, it's Jupiter time, and we got this card here. Like, let's have belief in the benefit that can come if you're making the decisions that are right for you, and not holding yourself back from a change that needs to happen. Because I also think there's benefits in the change, but the more we like don't, kind of act on what we're not taking initiative to change in our life, the more chance of a cataclysmic event showing up in our life to kind of force something. Now, it doesn't have to be like cataclysmic, but, getting that Tower card with Saturn is kind of a big deal. So, benefit is in the change to bring more balance into our lives. And the Astro Dice got Jupiter in the 9th house, Scorpio. Ooh. Yeah, the transformation is where the benefit's at. And it's like God is trying to take you on this great quest to transform life right now into a way deeper place for you, into a way more structured place within you. But you got to be willing to expand. You got to be willing to maybe go on some route that you've never been on before. Like, I think that's where it's at. But it's almost like, gosh, you if you can just trust this really deep layer within your intuitive knowing, without being super certain or tied to that, but being open to the experience, I think that this week is magic. So, wow. I'd really like getting that benefits card with Jupiter on top of it in Scorpio. Even just transforming our beliefs with this placement is huge. Like, if we shift the way we believe in our own story that we tell ourselves, we can get out of something that's just not right. And, really get into an intense layer of what is beneficial and what is opening up everything that we've ever wanted. But we can also hold ourselves back from that, and we don't want to do that. So I do hope this was helpful. I'm sending you all my love and best. I appreciate you all. Catch the weekly, and then Monday's horoscope is going to be out there as well too. So I will see you all week. Much love. Peace.